speak on the 40th anniversary of the miners' strike because I do believe sincerely that the forces which exploited the miners, the forces which oppressed the miners, the forces which tried to crush the miners' strike and caused all this pain and suffering, which some people are still suffering till now in mining communities, are the same forces that are supporting the genocide that is being committed in Palestine and Gaza. As a Palestinian, but I stand here as one of you, an internationalist who is outraged at this unbelievable support for anything that is against the oppressed, for the club of the privileged. And that's what's happening in Palestine. It's the club of people with money interests, with people with profit, people with multinational corporations against the underprivileged, the poor people of Palestine. The same stand was taken against South Africa, the same stand was taken against the miners, and the same stand will be taken against anybody who call for freedom from their chains of oppression, chains of exploitation. And this is the real fact, this is the real heart of what's happening in Palestine. As we meet here today, another Palestinian child will be killed. As we are meeting here, angels like the ones I saw in those photos, Palestinian children will be either having one leg or two amputated, to be added to 1,300 disabled Palestinian children, to be added to thousands of Palestinian civilians who are now disabled and their life have changed forever. And all why? Because of the Israeli aggression and the Israeli support, the Israeli acting with impunity with the support of our shameful government and the government of the United States and the European and all people of interest, economical interest against people of less chances in life. As we meet here today, another Palestinian house, like two houses, the Asnat in my neighborhood, including two flats belonging to my family, will be bombed and destroyed completely. As we are meeting here, tens, hundreds of Palestinians will be evacuated now as we are meeting from their house under bombing or the threat of bombing, threat of killing. As we are meeting here, another school will be attacked like what happened yesterday in an area called Abraj Hamad El Khan Younis, my town, and many people were killed inside a shelter. This shelter is to be added to many, many shelters. The number is now about 45,000 people in shelters were attacked by artillery, by airstrikes, by helicopters. And this is happening in front of our eyes. This is happening under the eyes of the world, which is turning a blind eye. On the contrary, they try to condemn the Palestinians. On the contrary, they try to change the narrative for the sake, for the benefit of the occupier, for the benefit of the colonizer, and that has been happening all the time. But we have hope. We have hope because of people like you, because gradually our struggle is a long-term one. It's not a short-term one. Our struggle is a long-term one, and change is happening through good people like you, through people on the streets, through people all over the world who are saying no to this massacre, or saying no to this genocide. And by the way, this has been happening since 1948. The ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians, the killing, the maiming, the theft of land, the theft of water, pollution of our air, restriction of our travel movement, and now the most basic human right that anybody should enjoy anywhere in the world, a human right, a right to a house, a right to a house. The Palestinians are being denied that because the cowardly Israeli army, and I'm saying it not as a rhetoric, is going for the Palestinian civilians, is going for people's houses, people's shelters, hospitals, bakeries, for goodness sake, warehouses, food warehouses. We stopped now in Sheffield Palestine campaign giving food to families because all the warehouses that we were dealing with were bombed by the F-16s, and now we give cash donations, cash support to them, and we give them the support, saying it's support for your resilience, out of respect for you, out of respect for what you're going through, out of respect for your steadfastness. It's not a sympathy, it's not a charity. We call it solidarity, not charity, and we insist on that because the Palestinian people are very dignified people. They've been fighting their oppressors for a long time, the longest in the recent history, and they deserve our support, deserve our respect, deserve our understanding of their plight and making people understand of their plight. All this is happening now under our eyes, and the shameful thing is that our Prime Minister is trying to climb down on our right even to have this meeting, our right to take the street peacefully. All the demonstrations that happened were very peaceful. If there is a mob, it's the mob of thieves. That is Richie Sunak and the people around him, not you and the people. I don't want to take a long time. Honored to be among you, and honored that people are still taking to the street to expose the Israeli war crimes, to expose the collusion of our government, to expose the hypocrisy of the United States government, to expose the hypocrisy of the European countries, and to stand with the Palestinians as a stand that will be repeated anywhere in the world if any oppressed people are suffering what the Palestinians are suffering. Thank you so much. I hope you continue using that.